Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, hope you are having a great day. Today we have some new stories for you.
Am I the idiot for telling my brother I wouldn't go to his wedding if he only invited some of my kids? I, 40 male, have 6 kids, 15 female, 14 male, 13 male, 12 female, 8 male and 3 female, with my wife, 40 female. My brother, 30 male, lives close and my kids see him a lot and love him. He is getting married to his fiancée, 30 female, in 3 months. This wasn't an issue until recently. This year in school, our 13-year-old son's friend group became friends with a feminine gay boy. The boys bonded over their love of sports, while my son and his friends play hockey, the boy ice skates. There is an ice sports place in our area that our son plays hockey at and often sees his skating friend there. This year, the boy was being bullied for his sexuality and wearing makeup. My son and his friends were upset about this and defended him. My son and his friends always complimented him on his makeup and nails. Once he did the school colors as a look. The boys had an upcoming tournament and he wanted to support them. The boys thought this was cool and asked if he could do a look for them. He did and they loved it. As a result of that, my son and his friends has been experimenting more with how they look. When we went to buy wedding clothes shopping, my son found a vintage suit online. He also said he wanted to wear makeup. His friend did a look for him and he loved it. I texted my brother a pic of my son to see what he thought. Him and his fiancée wanted to see the outfits of the guests before the wedding. When I sent him a pic of my son, he told me that he didn't want kids wearing makeup at his wedding. But this didn't make any sense as my 12-year-old daughter was wearing makeup and he had already seen her look. I called him out on it and then he admitted he didn't want my son wearing makeup because he was a boy in our family, as well as the family of the bride are evangelical and traditional. He said he didn't want anyone looking gay because that could start something. He said he didn't mind my son wore makeup but didn't want it at the wedding. I called him to try to sort things out, but it only got worse because he then started to talk about how my son is a bit edgy and has said stuff that offended our religious family, and said my son wasn't invited because he was too afraid that my son would do something to upset our family. After the call, I spoke with my wife and we agreed that if our son couldn't go, none of us would. We were upset at my brother and felt he was rude, especially for saying our son looked gay. Our son has only liked girls. We would be okay if he was gay though. I called him after and he told me to speak to my son and tell him to drop the makeup and not make any edgy remarks. When I told my son, he got upset and asked if his uncle cared about him. I didn't want to make my son upset more, so I called my brother and told him we either were all coming, including my son in makeup, or none of us at all. He said I was being a jerk. Am I the idiot? No, OP, you're not the idiot, but your brother is and also seems to be quite homophobic. I'm sorry that your brother is acting like an a-hole. You did the right thing and protected your son. I'm sorry that he went through this and that unfortunately, he may still go through. He seems like a great kid, with great friends, and you and your wife seems like great parents, and he and your other kids are very lucky to have you both. Now let's go to the comments and have some answers from OP. Not the idiot at all. Your brother sounds homophobic. You made the right decision and your son is going to be so thankful you stood up for him. Can't believe an adult is uninviting a kid just because of makeup. Seriously, so dumb. I don't know if he's personally homophobic. He supports gay marriage and doesn't mind my son wearing it, but him picking our other family over my son hurts. I can't believe they're requiring every guest to pre-submit their look for approval. Even without the homophobia, that's controlling, insecure, and kind of pathetic. I also wonder how small this wedding is or how much time they have if they want to check the outfit of every effing guest. And to first make such a lie with no makeup. Oh no, this boy is caring for his look. So many manly men wear makeup, you just don't realize it so much. You think that they look great, but that it is because they boost their features with makeup. Not the idiot. Not the idiot, your brother is happier appeasing bigots over being decent to your kid. You are looking after the welfare of your kid and supporting him in how he chooses to express himself creatively and also how he has chosen to express his support of his friend. Your son sounds like the best friend you could hope to have. Him and his friends are amazing. They are the most positive and upbeat kids I know. Not the idiot. A wedding is a ceremony in which you make promises of commitment in front of God, your family, and your community. All of the rest of it, the flowers, the food, the photos, the way people look, is unimportant in God's eyes. If your son is part of your brother's community, then your son should be invited. It makes no sense for your brother to pick and choose which of your children are part of his community. Your brother needs to get on his knees and really pray on that. If Jesus would welcome your son to the wedding with open arms, and I'm pretty sure he would, then your brother should too. That said, it might be worth taking half a minute for you and your son to think about why he wants to wear makeup. If makeup is becoming a regular part of his daily routine and a central part of his identity, then I see no issue with him wearing it to the wedding. But if he's doing it because he wants to stand out and send a message of some sort, well, a family wedding might not be the best place to do that. If there is any uncertainty around this, it wouldn't hurt to pray about it if you're a praying family. But I gotta say, your son sounds like an awesome kid. He wears makeup here and there. He has been wearing it more frequently though. He's still exploring himself. He's worn some nail polish but still dresses very masculine, doesn't want to wear a dress or anything like that, so his wedding outfit follows his normal outfit. His friends also are wearing it more and they seem so happy wearing it, so I don't mind at all. You are the idiot. He's marrying into an evangelical Christian family. You knew this. I can see it from your brother's perspective that his wedding day isn't the appropriate time for your son to come out. It's likely he considers it attention-seeking. I'm from a religious family. My female cousins would wear the most inappropriate things to funerals. I suppose it is for this reason that I can see things from your brother's perspective. It would be considered inappropriate and disrespectful to the evangelical Christian family he is marrying into. Either your son can dress conservatively or you can all stay home. Your brother isn't the a-hole here. He's not coming out. My son is straight. He blushes around girls and still likes many of the traditionally masculine stuff he did as a kid. He's just wearing makeup now. He still dresses masculine other than makeup and nail polish. He supports gay marriage, yet he doesn't want your kid to wear makeup because it looked gay? That doesn't sound right. Or am I just reading too much of it? He's worried about the reactions of our aunts, uncles, parents, etc., and the bride's family, who are very socially conservative evangelicals. Not the idiot. I spoke with my wife and we agreed that if our son couldn't go, none of us would. The only reasonable way to handle your homophobic idiot brother. You are a great parent and a much better person than your brother. Keep it up. Him and his fiancée wanted to see the outfits of the guests before the wedding. Surely these idiots did not ask their parents or the rest of the family to get their outfits approved. They singled you out. I know our sister and her kids needed to send images though, so I don't think that's true. Not the idiot, but please understand that those are your children and others are not going to live and accept them like you do. Please make you teach your children that important truth, because the world is a hard, harsh place. I understand that, and my son saw how his own friend got treated. Luckily, since my son is an athlete for a sport that's seen as masculine, him and his friends haven't gotten much hate. They've certainly got reactions and a few unhappy parents in the area, but my son has an amazing friend group who love each other so much, and that's been very helpful in all of them exploring themselves.
Are you enjoying the video so far? If so, don't forget to leave a like. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications to know when there's a new video. Now let's go to the next story.
Am I the idiot for letting my cousin have her bachelorette party at my husband's apartment? My husband owns an apartment in London that he rarely actually uses. I live in London but not in the apartment, but I'm free to go stay there if I want to. My cousin asked me if she could have her bachelorette party there since the apartment is pretty nice and has an amazing view. I said yes because my husband wasn't supposed to be in London the day of the party, so in theory it should have been fine. However, his schedule changed at the last minute and I never double-checked, so he ended up coming to the apartment at midnight and we were all there. He was in a bad mood already, so he coldly told my cousin and her guests to get out of his apartment immediately. We ended up arguing because I told him he didn't need to be so rude. Now I have two people upset with me, and my cousin is telling everyone I ruined her bachelorette party and that my husband is a horrible person. Am I the idiot? You are the idiot, OP. How did you think it was going to be okay to use your husband's apartment for a party without consulting him first? And you're still offended that he wasn't happy after he came home tired and found a bachelorette party in his living room? You are the idiot. Why didn't you just ask him if it would be okay? This whole problem could have been avoided if you had just asked. Because I thought it would be a non-issue, as we don't usually ask each other for permission for these types of things. Info: if you live in a city and your husband was visiting that city, was there a reason he didn't go stay with you or tell you that he was in town? If he has to work early and gets here late, he goes to the apartment because it's very close to his office, otherwise he stays with me or I stay at the apartment with him if he needs to be there. Absolutely, you are the idiot. What is wrong with you? How could you possibly think it was okay to let someone throw a party in an apartment that you do not own/live in without talking to the owner? Doesn't matter, he's your husband, it's his apartment and you do not live there. Also, it truly doesn't matter that he wasn't planning to be there. You are a massive idiot, and this has got to be a shit post for how obvious this is. You are the idiot. Why didn't you talk to him first about it ahead of time? The only answer I can come up with is, because you knew he'd say no. Which just makes you furthermore the a-hole. However, his schedule changed at the last minute and I never double-checked, so he ended up coming to the apartment at midnight. Having come home at midnight/similar time from business travel, of course he was in a bad mood. You just want to get a shower, get to bed. You are really surprised? You are the idiot. Can you imagine coming home for some peace and quiet and instead finding a bunch of rowdy women ready to party? I think you know you screwed up by not checking with him. That's normal relationship communication. Even if he was away, how do you know he'd be okay with a party in his apartment? You are the idiot. Yup, pretty much. For not consulting with your husband in the first place. And because of the lack of communication and coordination, your cousin's party was cut short, and rightfully so. Both being upset at you is your consequence. Am I the idiot for charging my friend for the soap I make? I, 18 male, make soap and sell it on as a bit of a side hustle. It's something I enjoy, and all my earnings go into my savings for when I have kids. I buy all the materials and ingredients myself to make them, and therefore I do charge for them. I do £8 for 8 ounces of soap, which I think is a fair price. I only make around £2 profit, but it all adds up, and as I have said, it is fun. My friend came to me the other day and asked if she could get 5 bars of soap. I said sure and told her that it would be £24, as I do a mate's rate for people I know. She came back to me and said that she didn't expect to have to pay for it as I'm her friend. I explained that although she is my friend, I do still have to pay for the ingredients and it takes time to make soap. I told her that I had done a mate's rate for her so that she wouldn't have to pay as much, but she said it was still way too expensive. I said that I'm more than happy to do an IOU if she wants to pay at a later date. She declined and told me she won't be paying and to ship them out now. I waited a couple of days to cool off in the hope that she would have done the same. I messaged her and said that I don't mind going down to £18, but I can't go any lower. She said she would pay £5 for 5 bars, that's it. I told her that 1 bar is £8, so I would lose a lot of money on it. She said that she would go somewhere else then, and she was going to tell everyone how bad my service is. We have since talked and she is still a bit bitter, but she told me that she was sorry and didn't know what came over her. She took me out for drinks, but she still seems a bit pissed. So, am I the idiot? Edit, I'm quite a forgiving person. She and I have been friends for a while, and she said something about it being the wrong time of the month, and as a trans made without testosterone, I understand what that's like. She took me out for drinks and was very apologetic, so I forgave her. If I didn't do that, I wouldn't have many friends. Not the idiot. It's a business, not a charity. Your friend was just trying to take advantage of your friendship. But it's good that she apologized. Given that OP was more than willing to lower the price twice. He went as low as £18. This friend sounds like a mooch. I'm a bit dubious that the apology was genuine, and anyway, does it fix things? She didn't just get a little huffy at the prospect of having to pay for stuff, she threatened to negatively affect OP's business with unfair negative reviews. As a small business owner myself, I know this kind of behavior can have a huge effect on your sales and reputation. A quick apology would do nothing to help if she went through with her threats. Do you really want to be friends with someone like that? Not the idiot. Real friends purchase their friends' goods without the expectation of a discount. A useful tip for small craftspeople: never offer an IOU option. You're lucky she didn't take you up on it, because you'd never have seen a penny. Next time anyone tries this, say, "I'm so sorry, that's my price." And just repeat that. A real friend would never treat you as she did. Avoid her in future. Not the idiot. Not the idiot. Sounds like wanted to pay even less than what a store-bought bar of soap costs. I saw earlier you mentioned you didn't have a lot of friends, and that's why you were more forgiving. It's better to have a few close, good friends than a lot of shitty ones. She's sorry but still a bit bitter? She's not a friend. She wanted freebies, and when you rightly pointed out costs, etc., she tried to bribe you with threats to damage your business. That's not a person I would want as a friend. The fact that she is still bitter shows that her excuse is not genuine. Not the idiot. At least she show you her true colors. Not the idiot. At the very least, she should pay for your materials, but you have every right to set whatever price you want to compensate for your time. It is a long process. If she wants cheap soap, she can go to a store.
These are today's stories, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Remember to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications for more stories. Until next time.